My first year in business for myself, I made $7,000 for the entire year. 3 years later, I had my first $20,000 month, and my personal brand was the thing that got me there. And if you can power through the difficulty of getting yours off the ground, it will do the same thing for you too. Bad news, getting a personal brand off the ground has only gotten harder since I started in 2018, but it's worth doing and absolutely mission critical. If you want to build a one-person empire in 2026 and beyond, you need to focus on your personal brand. Because if you don't, you will lose to the people who do. But there is good news. Even though it isn't easy, it is pretty simple. And in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to give you 5 ways to build a winning personal brand from scratch. Now, I've got this video broken down into 5 steps. I would recommend watching the whole thing from start to finish and then coming back as you go through each step. Check the chapters in the description to skip around, and then at the end, I will give you a free brand design template that you can use to get started. But for right now, let's start at the beginning. Now, as you probably guessed, we're going to start with your visual identity, but look, this is not the most important part. It just comes first. Your brand design is like a label. All it does is make your content instantly recognizable as yours. That is literally all it needs to do. A brand goes way beyond the visuals, so don't overthink it, but we are going to start here. Now, here's what you need. You need 1 to 3 brand colors that you use everywhere. You need 1 to 2 fonts, a simple logo or personal mark, and a distinct visual style. That's it. So check out my personal brand. Basically, everything you see of mine is going to use the exact same 3 colors and the same 2 fonts. My profile picture is the same everywhere. My brand assets all have the same style. You need to be going for the same thing. Pick a font for your headlines that's very you, and choose a basic font for your body content that's easy to read. Google Fonts is your friend here. They're free, high quality, and available pretty much everywhere. Now, as far as colors, choose 1 primary color and 1 accent color. Beyond that, you're going to need an off-white color and an off-black color. You shouldn't ever need more than those 4, and your accent color should be used sparingly, so it's primarily going to be 3. Now, when choosing your primary color, take color psychology into account. Pick a color that will evoke your desired feelings. For example, red is passionate and aggressive, while blue is reliable and trustworthy. For more on color psychology, check out the useful links section in the description. But while color psychology is important, make sure that the contrast is sufficient so that your primary and accent colors read well against each other, as well as off your off-white and off-black colors. Color psychology is important, but readability comes first. Now, again, check the useful links section for a tool that you can use to check contrast ratios. Now, onto your logo. Now, I know I come from a graphic design background, but if you ask me, your logo isn't nearly as important as some people would like you to believe. Again, all your brand is there to do is tag your content as belonging to you. The other parts of your brand are far more important. So creating a logo with AI is definitely doable. It might be worth it to pay a graphic designer to convert it into vector formats. Vector files are files that express your logo using math rather than a grid of pixels. This means you can blow your logo up to any size without losing quality. And to bypass this step, you can always just license a logo from a stock website like Adobe Stock. That's what I did for my company, Bridger Digital. I just searched BD logo on Adobe Stock and I picked the one that I liked best. So if you're a graphic designer watching this, I'm sorry. Please don't send a guy to my house with a tire iron, but my advice stands. Don't overthink it. Now, for visual style, you're going to want some consistency across your content. This is where most people totally drop the ball. They get their colors and their fonts and they think they're done. But visual style goes way beyond that. Think about your pictures. Do you post pictures of yourself? Are they always in color or always in black and white? Are they bright and energetic or moody and cinematic? Do you use stock photos? If so, what's the vibe? Do you go corporate and clean or gritty and real? What about graphics and illustrations? Do you use simple and minimal ones or bold and complex? There's no right answer or wrong answer here, but the key is just consistency. Pick a style that matches your personality, write it down, and stick with it across everything you create. Now that we've got your style squared away, we're going to apply that to your website. And I'm going to save you a lot of headache here. Most website design advice out there is completely wrong for what you're trying to do. Most of that advice is about creating engaging content and keeping users on your site longer. That's awesome for websites that make money from ad revenue, like YouTube and news websites. But you aren't trying to sell ads. You are trying to sell your services or your products, which means that your website has exactly one job: to get people to contact you. That's it. So here's what your website actually needs. Keep it simple. Don't give people 15 different things to click on. Give them one clear path: contact you to start a conversation. Keep the design clean and easy to digest. White or off-white backgrounds, plenty of space, easy to read fonts. Don't get fancy. Fancy doesn't convert. Clear converts. Never do with more that which can be done with less. If you can say something with 5 words instead of 15, do it. If you can use 1 page instead of 3, do it. Your website isn't just your portfolio, it's not your blog, it's not your autobiography. It is a sales tool that converts visitors into leads. Here's what you actually need for it. You need a clear headline that says what you do and who you help, a brief explanation of your process or your approach, some proof that you're good at what you do, think testimonials, results, portfolio pieces, one obvious way to contact you. 4 things. That's it. Do not overthink this. Most people spend months perfecting their website. Instead, I want you to get it done and spend that extra time on everything that comes next. Okay, that's it. That's all the design stuff we're going to be talking about. The rest of the video is the stuff that really matters, getting eyes on your brand. And that starts with LinkedIn. Now, if you're about to tell me, John, LinkedIn is cringe, you know what else is cringe? Being broke. Your clients are probably on LinkedIn. And if they're not, figure out where they are and apply this exact same strategy there. But LinkedIn works for most because it's where business happens. People go there specifically to find services, make connections, and solve problems. So here's how to set up your profile to work for you. First, get a professional headshot, not a selfie, not a group photo, not your dog, not your logo, a professional photo of you looking directly at the camera. Hire it out if you have to, but a skillfully photoshopped cell phone picture will work. I don't care what you do, just figure it out. It's not hard. Next, write a headline that states the value you create, not just what you do. My headline used to be construction videographer. Later, I changed it to construction content that gets you seen by the right people. And when I did that, I noticed a measurable uptick in profile views. After your headline, write your about section. Your about section focuses on results. It has to focus on results. Don't tell me about your passion for excellence. Tell me what you've accomplished and how you help people. And end it with a strong call to action. Whatever you want people to do next. Schedule a call, send you an email, shoot you a text, whatever. Then at a minimum, add a relevant photograph as your profile header. Like big bonus points if you actually get a professionally designed graphic. Use this to promote something like an offer if you have one. Otherwise, just have it relate to or expand on your headline. Now, once your social media feed matches your personal brand, you've got to add one more piece to it. Content. I can't even tell you how much your content matters. I know this isn't news to you, just like it's not news to me. I've been hearing this since I was 15 years old when I first started getting into online business, but I didn't start actually taking it seriously until a couple years ago. And I greatly wish that I'd started sooner, but I just didn't know how, and I didn't have the headspace to learn. And fortunately, I am about to give you the simplest framework that you need to make content effortlessly. Post 3 times a week using what I call the Proof, Process, People framework. This is stupid simple, but incredibly effective. Use proof posts to share results, case studies, portfolio pieces, wins. Here's what happened when I did X for a client, like real numbers, real results, your work. Second, use process posts to show how you do what you do. Here's my exact 5-step process for accomplishing Y. Give away your secrets. Seriously, anybody who takes your secrets and executes them themselves, they were never going to hire you in the first place. You lose nothing by doing this, I promise you. And then third, people posts. Share stories about yourself, your clients, your community. Make it human. Show the faces behind your work, even if it's just your face. 1 of those each week, 3 posts a week, that's it. The goal is not to go viral. The goal is to be consistent and valuable. When someone needs what you do, you want to be the first person they think of. And the best way to make that happen is to be someone that they have seen recently at all times. When you do this, this is usually what happens. Week 1, you'll feel weird about posting. Month 3, people are going to start engaging with your content. Month 6, you're probably going to start to get a few inbound messages from prospective clients. And then year 1, you are going to be known as the whatever you do person in your network. After that, opportunities start finding you instead of you chasing them. All right, there's no getting around this one. You have to get on camera. If you don't, you will, on average, lose to the people who do. You don't have to be great at it, you just have to do it. There's a principle from the 48 Laws of Power: court attention at all cost. What is unseen counts for nothing. That's Law 6, and it's real. Video does something that text just can't. It builds connection faster and more efficiently. A picture is worth 1,000 words, but video is worth 24 pictures a second. People need to see your face. They need to hear your voice to get a sense of who you actually are. And you can start simple. Just record yourself explaining a basic concept. Show behind the scenes of you working. Answer common questions that you get from clients. Share a quick win or a lesson that you learned. It does not have to be hard. Don't buy fancy equipment. Don't hire a videographer. You can handle this yourself for now. You can add those things later once you get traction and decide that it's necessary, but you can start with just your phone. Authenticity beats production value every single time. And look, man, I get it, all right? Being on camera feels weird at first, but here's the thing. Your competition is scared to do it too. That is your advantage right now until they start. Then it becomes your disadvantage. The point isn't to become the next big YouTuber. The point is just to be visible. Like, because you can't build trust with someone who's never even seen your face. It just doesn't work. All right, fifth step, get involved in your actual community. Now, this is where most people stop, but for you, it's where you are going to pull ahead of the competition. And yes, it means leave thoughtful comments on LinkedIn posts, but it goes further than that. Do pro bono work for local charities or nonprofits. Get your name associated with good causes in your community. You can appear on podcasts in your industry, even small ones. Every audience counts. Speak at your local Chamber of Commerce meetings or business groups. Share your expertise. This is where your brand leaves the internet and goes out into the real world. And when your prospects see your face in real life and not just on a screen, your credibility goes through the roof. And pro tip, if public speaking terrifies you, join Toastmasters. It's like CrossFit for your communication skills. The goal is to become known in your community because social media gets you noticed, but relationships get you hired. And credibility makes those relationships way easier to start. Like, here's what you need to understand. Your personal brand isn't just your logo and colors, that visual stuff. That is what a brand has. But what your brand is just how people feel about you. And people can't feel anything about you if they don't know who you are to begin with. Now, everything I just showed you is about getting your brand in front of as many eyeballs as possible because everybody wants sales. Sales come from conversations, and conversations start with visibility. All right, your competitors are already doing this. Some of them are probably doing it better than you ever could, but so many of them aren't doing it at all. Like, even though it is really, really noisy online, so many people aren't even touching this. So you still have an opportunity to create a statement and get in, not necessarily on the ground floor, but definitely on the upswing. So download your free personal brand template from the description, set up your LinkedIn profile, turn on your camera, and get out there. Because the best time to start your personal brand was 5 years ago. The second best time is right now.